Which is dirtier, a restaurant or a hawker centre? So Matt, where do you think you can get food poisoning the most easily in Singapore?
I believe certain food stalls like hawker centres, if they don't practice the hygiene kind of standard that is required by the NEA.
Probably like in hawker centres where like it's not very hygiene, like if it's grade C.
Sometimes the market there, because there got a lot of like birds come in. Then because people leave the food on the table, then the birds will come in, then they'll eat the food. Then sometimes it will lead to germs and stuff like that.
I would think that the hawker center would have more bacteria. Just because it's like open to the environment.
Would you believe if I told you that the most current occurrence of food poisoning in Singapore actually is from restaurants?
Restaurants? Actually not exactly shocked, because hawker you can see how they do it and you have the choice whether to patronize them or not to patronize them. Whereas restaurant, you don't know what goes behind the scene.
I won't be surprised because you won't know what's happening in the restaurant.
Right. Everything is happening at the back of the kitchen. Like hawker center, everything is open concept, right? So customer will see what you're doing, right? So if anything goes wrong, then obviously they won't buy from the store. Whereas restaurant, what they perceive is only like their service and what they see immediately at the front, and how the food presentation and all.
I guess that's really surprising. Not something I would have expected.
Then it should be quite a shock, because usually restaurants have general better hygiene levels and better operating procedures.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but I guess because the cleaners at restaurants are too complacent about the hygiene in their shops.
Hawker centers are nowadays, they cook and they take and they eat. Hotel, restaurant, maybe we won't know, we can't see,
I'm surprised. I guess that means we can eat more hawker food.
Restaurant patrons fall victim to food poisoning 4 times more frequently than those who eat at hawker centres. 37.3% of food poisoning cases happen at restaurants, compared to 8.1% at hawker centres and 6.1% at food courts. These startling figures on food poisoning outbreaks between January 2009 and December last year were compiled by the Ministry of Health.
Everybody keeps beating up on the hawker centres, but in fact the hawker centres and food court account for less than 15% together, in terms of the outbreaks. And a lot of the outbreaks actually come from restaurants, eating houses, even from things such as supermarkets and food fairs.
So does it change your perception of hawkers as well as restaurants?
I guess a little, but when we go for restaurants, I mean we're going for more than that.
Yeah, it does.
In what sense has it changed?
I thought that restaurants are very clean and proper, because they're normally quite more expensive than hawker centres.
I think it's quite shocking, because normally restaurants will have better hygiene.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I guess it just means that I shouldn't judge hawker centers just based on outward appearance.
On that note, you'll be surprised at which daily items carry the most germs. More revelations in our next clip.